Hello everybody, this is Josh Bycer from Game Wisdom. For this special video, I need to break my deck here. For those of you who've been watching the Gwent plays, you know I've been making use of a spy control build. And I've come to realize that it is not working at the high level. So I figure I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I can talk about Gwent, and I'm going to see what we can do about this deck. I recently added in Aux here as a way to add a little bit more strength and to give myself more flexibility with locking. But here are some of the things that I've been figuring out. I think the big problem I've had with this deck is that it's a one-round winner. With Letho as a combination, Letho basically brought over will win a round. They're just by how other players build their decks for big numbers, Letho just counters that. But the problem, of course, is that Gwent isn't about winning one round. It's about winning at least two of the rounds. And this deck just doesn't work. I think the majority of my wins have been, again, having a very strong first round, either by luck or my opponent misplaying, and then using my Letho combination in either round 2 or 3. The problem, though, is if I don't get that, if I'm up against someone with a well-defined deck who's built their deck perfectly, this deck just doesn't work. And I think part of the issue has to do with how I've set up Letho before. Now, if you watch the plays, you know that I have several ways of bringing Letho or his strength back. I can use Twisted Mirror, I can Shackle and pull him back, I could use Treason, Shackle, pull him back, and I could even use a D-Bomb if I want to go that route. But the problem is that in order to use this strategy, in order to get Letho back over, it's going to cost me at least 3 of my 11 cards, counting my hero power. And again, 3 cards for one strategy is it's just very fat as a strategy. It means that I need to get really lucky with my hand, and again, even if I win round 1 or round 2, it doesn't mean anything if I don't have a round 3 follow-up. So I think it is time to trim this and change things around. The plan is still to get Sardicius, because I do want that little added bit of control. But I think I need to move things around and take them. So I think first off, I don't think the Shackle Letho combo is going to work. Now I was thinking about still keeping this one Combat Engineer, because with the strategy that I have in mind, I think it could still work out. But I think it's time to add some Ambassadors to this play. The Ambassador, of course, gives 12 strength to a unit, and I think the plan is I'm going to have to rely on my guys up here and spies, because again, if I can at least win one round very easily, then I can play that into using Letho for round 2. So now right now I am at 27, and that's probably not good. How am I at 27 already? Ah, that's why. It doubled it in. And I think another thing about having these low-cost cards is that it also helps me with Twisted Mirror. Because remember, Twisted Mirror only works with between the highest card value and the lowest card value on the board. And most likely, the enemy will not have a 1 strength on there. And if they do, then something is wrong, at least. But I hate to do it, but I think I want to remove my shackles. Right now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spies. I don't think I want any more combat engineers. The reason, of course, is that, again, it's more important for me to win one round. And then, right now, I have a 1-round play with Letho Twisted Mirror. I need something for round, either as a first round or a second round win. And with a combat engineer, if I have too many of those, it's just going to get in the way. And as you can see, we're also above the minimum, which I know that is probably causing a few high-level players some craziness right now. But with this strategy, I know that guarantee if I play Joachim, then I know we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 possible plays that can do it. And it should be easy to control as well, that route. But I think having this extra Imperial Brigade could make up the difference in that first round, or whatever my off round is that doesn't involve Letho and Golden Mirror. And this way, because of the fact that I have a lot of low cost cards in my deck to begin with, as long as I can draw those 2 cards, I have a very good chance of winning that round. And I think this is going to be better for it. So I'm not going to rely too much on storing Letho. What I will probably be doing is stealing Letho's power back with Twisted Mirror and using the Combat Engineer possibly to lock that or one of my Imperial Brigades. I think another thing that hurts my deck in the past is that because I didn't have a lot of might on the board, it meant that I had no good targets for Igni or Scorch. With the Ambassador play, I can start to pressure the opponent and get them to hopefully burn one of those 2 cards. Now, if I'm not going to rely on Letho here, if I'm not going to rely on bringing Letho back, it also calls into question if I still want Treason or not. Again, we have something like Doo-Doo, but I don't think that's going to work all that well. Maybe Albrick. Simply to have a little bit of power. But I really don't think I want the opponent to draw cards. That's the only downside. And again, Menno... Menno still doesn't really work with the strategies I have. So those are my thoughts on this potential shakeup of my deck. I could also remove a Rot Tosser, I suppose. But the 3 tossers, basically, again, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... I'm sorry, this is 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 spies. That's 22 strength I can add to these 3 guys, if it all gets played out. So this may be good. And again, in terms of thinning, I do have 3 emissaries. And each emissary basically lets me take another card out. So it shouldn't be that hard to control what I want at any given time. And again, I only need to play, as long as I have emissaries, I only need the Ambassador or maybe like the Combat Engineer in my hand. I can fish for those. And I think any more Nausicaa Brigades may just be too much. The 1 is nice. That way I can also counter any spies that get sent over to my side. Again, if things get too bad, I can use Aux as well. And Decoy just is too damn good to get rid of. Being able to basically have 4 Rot Tossers, double Aux, triple Vigavaro, and any of that, I think will help out. It just gives me more flexibility. But I'm going to wrap it up here. So for those of you who are high-level players, what do you think about this plan? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'm going to test this out and see what we can do from here. I'm still really enjoying Gwent. The fact that I can have this conversation with myself and for you and you folks listening in means that there is some deep gameplay here to discuss. We're going to have to see, I guess, in the future if this will work, because if it doesn't, then I'm going to just keep losing points in ranked. And then maybe when we get Sarthisius, I can also use that instead of Yennefer, again, to add more control, and the 11 might won't hurt as well. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will catch you all next time.